Prepare yourselves. Tonight we take on the Thinker.
What's happened? Someone's taking over our systems. It's DeVoe.
I will cut through all of Team Flash to get what I want.
This team is the only family that I have ever had.
No one has to die.
Iris, Caitlin, Cisco, Joe, Harry. DeVoe cannot have them.
The Flash, only this Tuesday at 8/7 Central on the CW.
Hey everybody, it's Charlie. We got to freak out about the Flash trailer and also freak out about the first look at Titans, Beast Boy, Raven, and Starfire. Like, we actually got a look at them on the set of Titans in Toronto, and it is genuine freak out mode. So I'll talk about Flash first, then I'll talk about Titans. If you're finding me for the first time, be sure to subscribe to get all the DC videos. There's a new round of that Flash Ring giveaway too. I'll name a winner at the end of this. But it looks like everybody is going to get cut next week, including Iris, which is kind of nuts because they spent all last season trying to cut her up. So you think they give her a little bit of break, but nope, everybody going to get cut next week. The description of the episode just reads, when Barry and Team Flash find a way to enter the Thinker's lair, remember it's in the pocket dimension, Ralph considers crossing a dangerous line to defeat DeVoe. Meanwhile, Joe is concerned about Harry's recent behavior, which is just a follow-up on that post-credits tag where he's hanging out looking like a very Season 1 Eobard Thawne Harrison Wells. Now, just to be clear, he is not going to turn into the Reverse Flash. I made a lot of jokes about parallels between those two characters, like he even considers Just Like Thawne a couple episodes ago, but that doesn't mean that he's actually turning into Eobard Thawne Harrison Wells. He's just juicing himself up with dark matter. Like, you can even see him in this episode with like little Speed Force energy juicing his brain the way that the Thinker's brain looks when he's juicing the other metas and taking their consciousness. The line about Joe in the episode description just implies that it just like goes way overboard and he starts acting extra weird. So there's really two different things going on in this trailer footage though. You have them inside the Thinker's pocket dimension lair, and then you have the Thinker and his wife using one of the Samuroids inside Team Flash going after them. So I'm wondering if this happens earlier in the episode, like they breach his lab, then later, the second half of the episode, is him coming for the meta. But this is episode 18. The title for episode 19 is Fury Rogue, as in like Captain Cold is coming back, and they're doing a Mad Max Fury Road inspired episode where they try to transport one of the special metas, preventing the Thinker from taking it in the process. It's been a little while since I've seen it, but they did an episode just like that way back at the end of Season 1 where they were transporting a bunch of metas. Captain Cold was helping the Flash out, but it was still sort of the evil version of Captain Cold. This version is going to be Leo Snart from Earth X, so it'll be the same character from the crossover coming back. When they say he has some sort of crisis of conscience, like he thinks about fighting dirty against the Thinker, I think the only big thing that Elongated Man could do would either be to go after his wife, go after Marlize, or he just flat out tries to do something that will kill both of them instantly, like collapse the pocket dimension, or just do something that's way overboard that will get rid of the Thinker, but also cause a lot of collateral damage. Remember the big twist with Marlize, where she keeps getting her mind wiped, so she's basically a prisoner of the Thinker. Team Flash doesn't know anything about that, and she had that moment with Iris where she was being honest, saying that I'm trying to protect my husband, although they're doing something very evil. I think they're just teasing out that Team Flash will eventually find out what's going on. That might start to happen in this next episode. But remember how they plotted out the last couple of episodes these past few seasons? Usually there isn't some big turn in the fight against the villain till like the final 3 episodes. So if they are able to turn Marlize to their cause against the Thinker, I don't think it's going to be for a couple more episodes. Now we got to talk a little bit about Titans. And I know it doesn't sound like I'm freaking out, but I'm trying to stay calm because like I just woke up, I'm trying to process all this Flash information and all this Titan stuff. I've been tagged in like 1 billion Twitter posts about this since last night because the news broke last night. First look at Beast Boy, Raven, and Starfire from the set of Titans. We'd already seen what Robin looked like, so him being on set isn't that big of a surprise. But what happened is because a lot of these live action shows shoot outside, that's when the paparazzi get pictures of them, so that's how we got our pictures of all these new characters. Let's just start with the easy stuff first, then we'll wade in because the a series of reactions increasingly crazy as you see more and more of the characters. So Beast Boy and Raven was the first pictures that broke. People were like, okay, kind of looks like Raven, kind of get it. People were wondering about Beast Boy's green skin. I don't know if they're going to tune this green and he'll actually have green skin walking around in broad daylight. You can see that Raven does not have the jewel in her forehead, so that's not something that happens till she traps her father Trigon in the jewel. So it makes sense that if they're going to do a Trigon arc that'll go across a couple seasons, that it'll take her a little while to get to that. Like if you saw the Teen Titans vs. Justice League animated movie, they basically told the Terror of Trigon story. I've been using footage from it in all my videos just because it's really good for explaining the seminal Teen Titans arcs. Even though the actress playing Raven is younger than the actor playing Beast Boy, you can kind of see how they're pairing them up. Like them just standing right next to each other, they kind of seem like they're close to the same age. And he's wearing his classic costume as a jacket. So if you remember the Robin costume, the people that make the Berlantiverse TV shows, Greg Berlanti, the Arrowverse, all those DC shows, they're the same people making this. So the same person that designed the new Flash costume, or all the Flash costumes, all of the Arrow costumes, all the Legends of Tomorrow costumes, is the same person that designed all of the Titans costumes. So like whatever they look like some of them aren't in costume right now, like Robin isn't wearing his costume. Starfire very clearly isn't wearing her costume. We'll talk about her in a second. She's really the one that people are freaking out about. So whatever they look like during these photos, when they're actually finished with the episodes, it'll actually look much better. It's hard to tell just from the behind the scenes what the show is going to look like. Like when you see the Arrow and the Flash people on set behind the scenes, this is kind of what it looks like. It doesn't look very special, but you get to the final episodes and it looks way more polished. So just imagine what the Arrowverse shows look like. The show will feel different, the tone will be different, the characters are different, so their powers all work different. But just remember, it's got like that same level of polish that a lot of the Berlantiverse shows have, and that includes like Riverdale and all the non-DC shows that Berlanti does too. But I have absolutely no idea what's going on with Starfire. Like, is this what she's going to look like all the time? Because I know that they've already done costume tests with her inside this like big scanning machine. So we know what Kory looks like when she's using her powers, but because most of what we've seen of the character is in the animated universe and there aren't any budgetary restrictions, so she's always giving off this radiant light effect. It's sort of like Firestorm. That's probably the best example I can give within the Arrowverse shows. Firestorm walking around but looking like Jax most of the time. That seems like what they're doing with the Starfire character. So just expect that Firestorm to Jax transition. It's going to be a while before we get a trailer, but I would be willing to bet there are like 4 PR people at Warner Brothers freaking out about the internet, freaking out about these pictures, and they probably have stuff that's ready to go. Like, oh, you got this look of them without any special effects. You don't know what they're actually going to look like in episodes. Here's like the shiny version of them that looks really good. So usually when there are leaks like this, and technically this is a leak because they didn't purposefully reveal this, but I think that they knew that eventually people would get shots of them. Shows like Flash, Arrow are prepared for stuff like this, so just do not be surprised once these start to spread even wider, like the news sites have picked this story up. First look, Beast Boy, Raven, Starfire, that the official photos of them drop pretty soon. I mean, it would be the smart thing to do. They don't always do that, but it would probably be a good idea. Honestly, I think it's going to be a little bit more like the tone of Arrow, but with Flash-level characters and special effects. So you sort of combine all the best things about the Arrowverse shows, but hopefully we'll find out in the next week. But just like, let me know what you think about this and what you think that they'll do when the actual episodes come out. Like, are they going to add a bunch of special effects when they're just walking around? But what'll happen is they just posted a whole bunch of new Infinity War footage. I'll do a video for that next. Congratulations to the latest giveaway winner, Israel Jimenez. Please private message me so I can get your contact details. Yes, I did totally do a video about the Titans pictures. Click here for my new Flash episode, and click here for brand new Infinity War. Thank you so much for watching. Everybody stay awesome. I'll see you guys tonight.